Iman? Iman, where's Mama's eraser, Iman? 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 Iman, where's Mama's eraser? Iman? Belle? Belle, are you revising? You got exams next week? Belle? I bet you she's playing Animal Jam on her computer or probably just WhatsApping somebody on her BlackBerry. Police have tracked an increasing number of what they term as cybersexual grooming crimes, in which the innocent, mostly young girls, are lured into undressing, exposing their private parts, and performing sexual acts such as masturbating without realizing they were being recorded. Reading this article made me sick to my stomach, as both my girls are exposed to the internet and own their own devices. I reached out to my friend, mother of two and editor of Her World Malaysia, Ina Huzaima, and she brought me along to meet Ahmad Izam Omar, my former boss, who coincidentally is also the chairman of the Communication and Multimedia Content Forum of Malaysia.
So I keep saying that in the end, you can't just rely on the body to govern everything. We as parents, the first step is to just hang out with our kids and kind of tell them, hey, you know what? This is the internet, feel free to be creative, be the next PewDiePie, get $7 million US. Great, that's great, no? But at the same time, just be careful what you put up. You don't want to promote Ku Klux Klan or something. You don't want to be very careful. Don't hurt anybody else's religion. Don't say bad things about another race.
Do you think kids really need smartphones?
Yeah, right now, no choice already. If you don't, by the time you get one at 16, it's too late, and you'll be
Why
at
would you say it's too late?
Because everybody's gotten their smartphones at 10 or 7, and then what happens is comparing with the other grads out there, you're behind.
Right.
You don't want to go to a job interview and saying that I just discovered Twitter 2 years ago, and they'll be like, I don't need you.
Phew! At least I don't feel as guilty now knowing I allow my kids on the internet and owning their own devices. But clearly, we as parents have to take heed.
I know some parents say no computers unless it's the weekend, that kind of stuff. Or 1 hour every day. I've seen that happen. Or they also have parental controls. You have there's lots of software out there. I think you can even buy it on your phone. How to lock your phone and make sure that you don't go to the offensive websites and stuff.
CMCF's content code encourages self-regulation, but as parents, we too should monitor what our children has access to and report offensive content. Early last year, I lodged a report against a child rape fantasy website. Unfortunately, blocking one alone isn't a quick solution in educating our children on the dangers of being victims of cybercrimes.
How many websites can we block?
Yeah.
You block a one pornography website, 100 will spring up, right? So it's not about blocking, it's about person looking at it and knowing how to have internal controls, and then it's their own self, how can they be disciplined enough.
I also spoke to stand-up comedian and father of three Harith Iskandar, whose photo, along with his son, was found on a porn site last year.
The whole sentence was Anna Harith Iskandar with a picture of my son and me, and it was on a porn website, a very standard normal, so pages of boobies, pages of titties, pages of punanis, but and it's suddenly a page of kids pictures, including my kid. And like, that's weird, a little bit frightening initially, like, oh my god, what the contacted a few people, like I had no idea what to do. A lot of people were like, hey, no, never put your kids' pictures online. Once again, I reached a point of, you know what, it's there. I'm not going to resist it, and I'm not going to cower to it. I will take responsibility, the steps I can take to ensure that doesn't happen, but I'm not going to not do it because someone else could possibly do it.
Izam and Harith continue to share their parenting advice in the era of social media.
We hope that the parents will know the take their kids aside, monitor their internet usage, especially when they're young. Have parental controls, which is provided. Use the abuse button, complaint button on Facebook or Google or YouTube. Once you see anything, just quickly click on it and they will take quick action. Because they also don't know there's a gazillion websites or a gazillion posts, right? They don't know what is right, what is wrong, you know. So make use of those controls. Most important, instill in your kids good manners lah. The very most easiest mistake that anybody can do on social media is to tell people exactly where they are, especially to tell people where they are going to be. So let's say me, I'm saying I'm going to Krabi 3 days, in 3 days time. I can bet a lot of people are going to be looking at my house in 3 days time, knowing I'm not there. Or if they know that you are this beautiful little girl, you're 16 years old, you look really hot there, and you say that, come hang out with me at, Zouk, you don't know who's going to come. And then once they know where you are, especially if you, last time you had that Foursquare thing, right? They will start following you and they can see a pattern. So even if you stop, they know the pattern. Monday she does this, Tuesday she does this, Wednesday, so they will maybe kind of hit on the jackpot.
Obviously, makes sense. Don't post up pictures of when they're having the bath or shower. That just makes sense. Specific identification of places, schools. That makes sense. Exactly like that. Just take responsibility. Like I'm not one for what's the thing where you announce where you are every single moment of the day. I'm sitting here at Publica, that I'm like, okay, I'll be responsible for not doing that. So even when I go on holiday, I'll post pictures when I'm back. I think that just makes sense. My kids do not have their own devices at the moment, and I restrict their time watching the devices. When they do watch, I try to be there. There are incredible benefits. Nursery rhymes, children's shows, Michael Jackson. Xander loves Michael Jackson. Always Michael Jackson. But yes, I try to, it's limited. I'm not one of those parents who plonks it down on the table to keep them quiet. Now, once again, I'm not going to tell any other people how to live their lives. That's just how I want to lead ours, as far as we can. There'll come a time when they will find their way and want the device, and I'll handle that hurdle when it comes to it.